Hello everybody and welcome to another wonderful edition of the Chessbait Drivecast, your one-stop shop for controversial topics and equally controversial opinions. I will not be talking about controversial opinions today because today we're going to be talking about the show Hunter x Hunter. Now, buckle in, strap your seatbelts and get ready for not a wild ride. This is actually going to be a little more tamer than usual, especially after I uploaded like 6 different things all at once. Yeah, I am doing these, I am recording these back to back just so I can get ahead of the YouTube's upload schedule. It is a really tough grind, but I am getting there, and that's all that matters. So, today's order of business, we're going to be talking about Hunter x Hunter. I already said that. So, we're going to be talking about specifically the 2011 anime because the 2011 version is the one I saw earlier this year, and it's the one that's freshest in my head. I haven't read the manga yet. I'm sorry. I'm not a manga reader, but for the first time, after watching a show, I never wanted to. I never wanted to read the source material so badly. Like the closest I've become to this is probably Attack on Titan season 2, and you already know my opinions on Attack on Titan season, just in general. Like, after I learned about the different types of Titans and how Eren is in a world bigger than he realizes, like, stuff like that, it's just absolutely insane to learn about. I tried to not spoil as much. I realized I was spoiling Attack on Titan midway through that sentence, so I kind of took some key details out. Anyways, Hunter x Hunter, I really appreciate the way that they... how do I say this? The way that they approach power levels, because I will say, power levels in, oh gosh, that's what it feels like to have a really awkward break. What was it? I really like that Hunter x Hunter explains power levels in a really coherent way. Like, sometimes you're gonna have a good day, and sometimes you're gonna have a bad day, and certain people always expect to have a bad day, like a bad time fighting, and certain people expect to have a good time fighting. You know, stuff like that. And it's really smart the way they approach those topics, because sometimes certain characters are going to be stronger than others, sometimes certain characters are going to be weaker than others, and sometimes, depending on the power level, that can switch. Sometimes it can be just a draw. I'm trying to explain Hunter x Hunter without going too much into detail. Before I saw the show, I thought the entire premise of Hunter x Hunter is Monster Hunter, but with people. I mean, I guess Monster Hunter does with people. You get what I mean. They just hunt a bunch of monsters, and they have to fight other people who also hunt monsters. And granted, that's kind of correct. I mean, like, seriously, the whole idea behind the whole idea behind Hunter x Hunter, it makes sense. Where, you know, most hunters are not actually going to be hunting animals. They're not actually hunting livestock, because not everybody's using guns. Most of them are just going to be using whatever wits they have and whatever powers they have to hunt other people, because most of them are usually like assassins, or not assassins. Like, most of them are usually pretty skilled fighters. Most of them are fighters. A few nitpicks that I do have. I actually recently saw a video about Kite. I don't want to spoil any. You know what? Forget about me worrying about spoilers. Most of these videos are going to have spoilers anyways, so if you're worried about spoilers, then you're in the wrong zone. So yeah, Kite. The whole idea about Kite is that, like, he is the reason why Gon is going on the adventure in the first place, and he's the reason why he's going on this quest, in the words of Lord E-Quad. He's the reason why he wants to become a hunter in the first place, because sure, he has a very absentee father, like a lot of shonen protagonists seem to have, but more like that doesn't really mind. Like, he doesn't really care about that all that much. The thing that he really cares about is his father is this great figure, is this great just great fighter in general, and he just wants to meet him. But, like, there's no apparently there's no motivation in the, there's no reason for the motivation back in the actual 2011 show, because I mean, he just goes on an adventure, and that's about it. They don't actually explain his backstory all that much until, like, episode, what was it, 160? Which, at that point, it's a little too late. Like, I understood that Kite was supposed to be, like, a really good friend of Gon's, but the anime doesn't really do a good job of explaining how good of friends they actually were. Like, sure, they were close, but the manga clearly illustrates that they were a lot closer than perceived. Like, they knew each other for quite a long time. They both knew Jing really well, but didn't know Jing at all. So stuff like that. If you guys are wondering, just a small tangent real quick. If you guys are wondering why I'm saying, oh man, I could have turned there. If you're wondering why I'm saying 2011 show instead of anime, it's just because, I don't know. Animation is a medium. It doesn't actually have to be its own genre. Like, ooh, Japanese anime, ooh. No. Animation is just another way to show things. You can have stop motion animation. You can have regular cell animation. You can have 3D animation. But either way, that's just another way to represent the story you're trying to tell. The reason that Star Wars sometimes works really well in cartoon versus real life is because cartoons, you're able to do a lot more with it. You're able to do a lot more expression with it. The reason, oh come on, red light. The reason why the live action Disney movies suck, I already talked about that, but it's because you have to suspend your disbelief. I'm going back to stuff that I already said. I've been noticing that I tend to repeat topics. I'm gonna stop doing that. But yeah, like, the only difference between anime and cartoon is, like, where it's made. And people need to stop having stuff stuck up their butts about that. Like, there was a recent show. No, it was a long time ago. If you guys remember the Jaden Smith made, crap, what was that show called? The one about the ghost hunter butler dude with pink hair, voiced by Jaden Smith, with a robot butler. I forget the name of it, but it got memed over the internet because of the Toblerone. Man, I really should have done my research. But that show isn't considered an anime, even though it was both sides. No, bless me. Even though it was simulcasted in the U.S. and in Japan, so it was on air at the same time in both languages. And despite that, it was still not considered anime because the production was made in America. But I find that really stupid. Like, by that logic, Gravity Falls is an anime because most of the animation was probably done in Korea or Singapore or Japan or China. Seriously, a lot of Cartoon Network shows, it's not just Cartoon Network, but most 2D animated shows or movies. A lot of the actual, like, shading in and animation, all of that is outsourced into Asia. And it's a major problem because the US gets to profit off of, you know, Asian people's hard work, and not just Americans, but just Westerners get all the credit for those things. And apparently it's still just called a cartoon, despite the process of something actually being made is done pretty much internationally. Like, the only reason anime is called anime is because it's specifically in Japan. But, like, as long as one step of the process is outside that region, it's not. I mean, we've already crossed the line about what is anime and what isn't with the whole Tower of God situation and God of High School situation, because they're both made from Korean manhwa instead. It's a completely different medium. Manhwa and manga are basically the same. The only difference is manhwa have many more. The style is different. That's about it. Like, they're both illustrated books with narratives. The only difference is what they're about. No, how they're made. It's like the difference between Dasani and Aquafina. You know they're both water, but the only difference is how they package it and how they make the water. But I don't know. Like, the lines between cartoon and anime and just everything in general has already been blurred enough. And I don't know why people try to make such a big difference about them. Like, I get it. Japanese culture is cool. Korean culture is cool. Regular American cartoons are cool as well. I'm sorry, I had to lower my phone so that way the cops don't see that I'm holding a phone. Seriously, what's with cops and thinking, wanting to take a peek at who's driving with what in their hands? Anyways, I shouldn't be saying this out loud. Nah, who cares? People talk about like jaywalking and like pirating stuff all the time. Also, I'm pretty sure by the time I'm saying this, the meme has already died. But for some reason, pirating Mario games and pirating screens have become popular, which I don't understand. But okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't know, just kind of weird tangent I want to talk about. But yeah, the people really shouldn't be. I don't want to say gatekeeping, but they shouldn't be segregating the different art forms simply because one exists in the other. The one exists in one form and the other one exists in another form. I bet if Spider-Verse was made in Japan, it would be considered an anime. I'm just saying. Like, sure, it has the comic aesthetic, but then again, so do mangas. The only difference is one reads left to right, the other one reads right to left. What, now I have to watch the video in reverse? No. Watch the movie in reverse. That's what I meant to say. Like everyone, I don't know where I was gonna go with this. I was gonna talk about how Penny Parker has like a giant Japanese influence just because, oh wow, she has anime robot, uwu thing. I don't know. I just think if I see a good TV show, if I see a good TV show, if I see a good movie, if I see a good anime, I don't care. I'm just gonna call it a good TV show, and that's that. I'm not gonna separate. What's a really good TV show? I'm not gonna separate. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood with Breaking Bad because they're both amazing. I'm not gonna separate. I'm trying to think of a good / decent TV show. I'm not gonna separate The Office from. I don't know, from. I was gonna say Attack on Titan. I guess that works. I'm not gonna separate The Office from Attack on Titan because they both have flaws and they both have good points, and we're just gonna accept that. As long as it's some form of media that people can enjoy, I'm just gonna call all of them a TV show because that's all it is. They broadcast anime on TVs in Japan, so technically it is a TV show. They have broadcasting and everything. I mean, wouldn't they have an equally different word in Japan for cartoons that are moved to the east? Wouldn't they? Exactly, they don't, because people shouldn't care about those kind of things. I really hope I didn't just rant about a topic that nobody actually cares about. Sometimes that happens. I just get really passionate about, hey, like, even though it's called anime, nobody should really care that it's an anime. I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud. I'm already late to work, so I'm just trying to find a parking spot that's decent, so I don't have to worry about where I'm going half the time. I don't know. I played Minecraft for like a good hour. You guys remember the Chessbait podcast where I almost fell in the water? Yeah, I had an absolute heart attack about that. Wow. I was just playing Minecraft as usual. I was just trying to build my railway system, and I just absolutely plunged. I thought I was gonna die, but landed in the water. That was really clutch. I don't know how I managed to survive, but I'll take it. I somehow lived, so pretty good, pretty solid. Man, I really wish I can find a good parking spot here. Reminds me of that one Gumball episode, the parking spot, where they looked for a good parking spot. Oh my gosh, this person doesn't know how to park. Dude. Seriously. Hurry this better. Oh my gosh, dude. That's atrocious. You ever see someone park and then you just think, oh my gosh, how do you mess up this badly? I gotta make sure that I didn't park badly. I can't tell because the other person decided to. Oh no, I can't tell. Alright, I'm hoping there's no car back there so I can repark this thing. I'm sorry if you can hear rumbling and rustling sounds. That's just me trying to repark the car so that way it doesn't look horrific in the parking spot. I'm really good at reparking, simply because I have to keep doing it when other people don't align properly. And that is a perfect way to park. And speaking of parking, I must park this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff down below. And I will see you guys on the road next time. Peace.